Hi, my name is Hasan. I work with the Vermont advocacy and I also the youth ambassador. And today I will show a little bit what I do with my project for the youth ambassador, and I will share a little bit what the people like to be independent and who have a guardian or not. And that is I will share because I like to talk about like what other people think about other people and how they can help. And that is today I will share a little bit about that. And
All
so
right.
let's start.
All right, here we go. Oops, I'm so sorry, Hasan. I thought I was at the beginning. Bear with me. There you go.
Thank you. Hi everybody. And now I will share a little bit about who I am. As some people might don't know me, but I come from a different culture and because that I don't have a guardian for myself. And so I am my own guardian. And because of my culture, in my culture, I am my own guardian. And because in my culture, we don't believe about the guardianship. And so everything happen with the family. Like if I need help, I ask my family what I need. And the same idea is like you have your own guardian, but at the same time, you don't need that. Only if you need help, you can ask your family or from. Next slide.
And I just want to point out here, Hasan, so when you were in high school, though, the teachers really were, I mean, I remember you telling me the story that they were really kind of pushing, saying that you needed to have a guardian. But your parents and your grandmother were like, nope, we don't really want to do this, right? So it's great how your family was there to support you to say that that wasn't needed. Okay.
Yes, that when I was in school, it happened. I told my parents and my family say like we don't need a guardian, and so you are your own guardian. Okay, for my goal. For my goal, I want to help other people however I can. Because when I was in school, I want to help other people. One is come to the helping other people because because I want to help people because I also want to be a very good leader and to help other people. At the same time, it's very useful for other people. At the same time, also it helped me to be a choose what I want to do. And also when you help other people, there is a very good feeling like you have a right thing to do. And that kind of feeling is very useful for people who ever help other people. Like I know some people have help other people at the same time when they say like thank you, it feel like oh you're doing very great job and you make a difference to other people. And for me, I like that a lot.
So
And
Hassan,
now I will
mhm.
and now I will talk about my youth ambassador project. And because that I want to help other people. Mm, And so I want to listen a story from the senior people. And so because I can share what other senior people share about what they do when they were younger and how they live through their life. And so I asked them a question and an interview and what they like when they were later and when they were in a teenager. And so I asked them like, do you have a guardianship when you were little? And some seniors say like they don't, and some seniors say they do. And sometimes if you are listening to senior people, you learn a lesson from what they try to give a message to you. And so my youth personal project, I like to ask about what they do, and then the older senior people say like, the regret people have, this always have a useful for you sometime. And so because if you have a regret, it's also help you for your life. And when it comes to regret, because I say that regret make you a who you are, because the regret is also it can be what you did mistake in your life. And because if you did mistake, you can move forward what you did in the past, and you can make it different in the future. Next slide.
Mhm. Did you want to talk about some of the things that the elders talked to you about, or from?
Yeah. And if you are your own guardian, sometimes you need help. It's the way of life. It doesn't matter if you are a disability or do not have a disability. Sometimes you need a support from somebody else, and like it can be a friend or family. That is the way of life. When you think about that, there is a idea of like you have a helping hand if your whole life. At the same time, the you will be independent, but at the same time, you have your own choice. Like nobody can tell you what to do. You have to decide what you have to do.
Do you want me to move to the next slide, Hasan?
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes most people have a hard time having a guardian. And for example, the senior people, they might need help. And one day, senior people always have a helping hand, because for some senior, some people forget what they try to do. Like some senior people doesn't remember what they do like every day. And so sometimes there is a support person who help them. Like it can be a family member or it can be a guardian, but and there is a like sometimes it's not enough what other people can help you, because you are you're the only one you know you need help, what kind of area you need help, but some people don't know what kind of area they can help you. Next slide.
Mhm.
And sometimes for that you need to find the equal balance, like some for helping other people. Why do you help people and why do you not help people? And the same idea, like you need to know like what you want to do with your life, and also for helping other people and also understanding other people, you need a communication. Without that, you don't understand what other people need and what you want. And there is always a new opportunity.
I think it was really great, Hasan, when some of the elders that you spoke to talked about throughout their lives that they had different groups, kind of almost like self-help groups that they belonged to. And it was so amazing because I remember when you and I were kind of reading through the transcripts of your interviews, it sounded almost like they were self-advocacy groups, kind of like the same way that people with disabilities might have a self-advocacy group. Some of these elders, and the elders that Hasan talked to did not have disabilities. They also had like groups in their lives that kind of helped them with making decisions. So I thought that was very cool.
Yes, because like, and you see that way because there is a idea of the group. Like, is what I mean is like the same idea. Like you have your friend, you and your friend are going out together and spend time together. The same idea like that. What we do like for the use a personal group here and share a story and what we learn and sharing a knowledge what we learn from each other. The same idea as like helping each other and to see what we understand, what they understand.
Mhm.
And that is the idea of like communication and helping each other.
And I remember, because I mean, the elders didn't really know about self-advocacy groups when they were telling you about the different groups that they had in their lives. And what I thought was also really cool is that at least one of the women that you spoke with, she talked about how in the group, people held each other accountable. So if someone said that they were working on a particular goal, and then they would go back to their peer group and kind of talk to them about it, that people in the group would like really, kind of check up on him and say, how are you doing with that goal? Are you staying true to the new thing that you're trying to try out? So it was really just wonderful to read about how it was like, this whole concept of self-advocacy groups is just such a natural part of everybody's life, no matter if you have a disability or not. Here's about the regrets. This is some of the things that they said about regrets.
Yes. Sometimes regret come from different shape. What I mean is you regret for like you need to do your homework when you were in the school time and you forget about that. And so you want to finish that, you too late for that. And this kind of idea like and you might have a regret and also like for helping other people and you cannot help them because you have something to do in your life and
Mhm.
those kind of thing like what I mean is like sometimes the regret have a different shape
Mhm.
and it can be helping other people it can be sometimes it's connecting to your family or it connecting to group you're supposed to help and those kind of things.
Yeah, I remember two things that came up from several of the people that you talked about. They talked about not, one of the regrets was not really having enough confidence, self-confidence. And another thing was not speaking out forcibly enough for something that they really believed in.
Yes.
We're getting near the end of your time here. Did you have anything else that you wanted to share with everybody about your project? Things that you learned?
Yes. Um, when it's come to regret is making who you are, but at the same time, I know something from what I do with my project and with the self-advocacy and who I work with. And I know like it's when you come from different places and the way the other say to you like live your own life and
Mhm.
for me I always try to listen to other people, what kind of idea I can get from people when I listen. And so I always listen first and before after that I always say what I want to say and making sure like I know what I'm doing. At the same time, I'm making sure I give the people a space what they need. And at the same time, because I don't want to go out there. I don't want to make a mistake, but at the same time, I'm scared. But sometimes you have to make mistake, but at the same time, you need to know what kind of mistake you are making that. And so that is what I know when I am in a youth ambassador group and with the self-advocacy and everything what I do with my life right now, and that making who I am right now. And that's why I get to share what I do with you guys today.
Thank you so much. I think this is your, yeah, pretty much exactly what you just said,
Yep.
I love this thing that you said. I wrote this down. I mean, all of this is what I've written down with what you said, but in life, we always have a lesson to learn. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It will always help to guide your life. It's
Yes,
great. Thank you, Hasan.
no problem.